What's up, guys? Coach Matt and YouGoProBaseball.com. I'm here with Omir Santos, former Major League catcher, teammate of mine. Back in the day, we used to train together at Andre's course, Speed and Agility. And we're going to talk a little bit of hitting today. Give me a little bit of information on your routine that you used to go through and your mindset as a Major League hitter.
I mean, mindset got a huge. You got to have a plan to go out there because they have a plan on you. So plan is huge. If you don't have a plan, forget about it. You're gonna be an out. They're gonna get you out easily. They have a plan on you, so you're gonna have a plan on them. They know how they're gonna pitch you. So when you're on deck, not on deck, everything start in the clubhouse. You gotta know who's pitching. I mean, now with these days, you know, they have information on everything. If you play in college, I mean, even you're in the minors, I mean, they have information. Even in trial ball, you see pictures here and you see it next week, and you know what he throws and what he get you out with. So you gotta have that mindset and have a plan every time you come to the plate.
So you're watching him, you know of him beforehand. In the major leagues, obviously, they're gonna tell you in a 2-0 count, he throws this many percent fastballs, and so you're gonna know everything. Obviously, it gets less and less as you go down travel ball. You still see those guys every once in a while. So the earlier you could know about those pitchers, the better off you're going to be. Now, take me through. You're in the game. You get on deck. What's your mentality or your routine when you're on deck?
On deck, getting the timing. When you get here on the batter's box, you cannot think of mechanical, nothing. It's to compete. You have to let the practice that you did beforehand work on the game. Game is no way to get mechanical, oh, I gotta do this. No, I mean, it's to compete. You're already there to compete. Hopefully the thing that you did in your practice is gonna show up on the game. So that's what the mentality is. And then have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you have to have a plan.
So, and when you say have a plan, are you looking, you know, obviously the game situation could be different. Obviously your plan is gonna be different based on the situation of the game. Take me back to the on-deck circle. What were you doing? I know it changes, probably changed many times in your career, but what were you doing? Were you grabbing a bunch of bats and swinging them? What did you do to work on your timing for the pitcher?
I was always watch the pitcher. If I was on deck, I was thinking what his command is. Right from the beginning of the game, the first hitter into I was gonna hit. I already have a plan where I was on deck, get my timing in, and what the pitcher his command is, and what his strikeout pitch is. But besides all that, I always was ready for the fastball. Gotta be ready for the fastball. Don't wait. It's not. If you have a plan, oh, I'm gonna hit the breaking ball. I don't think that's a plan. You gotta be. If you're ready for the fastball, you're gonna be ready for anything. You gotta be ready for the fastball.
Were you taking swings up there on the on-deck circle, or were you just basically watching them and working your hands, or were you taking full hacks? What were you doing?
Sometimes I just do a few swings, but most of the time I was watching the game. I was watching the pitcher. I mean, because doing the warm-up swing and everything with a weight, I mean, really doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. Matter of fact, I mean, they say, and I think it's true, if you do swings with a weight and on the circle, your swing is gonna be slower. That's what they said, and it's true, I think, because they put in practice. It's true. If you do it with a heavy weight, if you do a swing with your own bat, you better end up get your your bat quicker to the zone than getting a weight, because you're teaching your brain just to swing something heavy, and you're not going at full speed as you want. That's why we were saying practice as a game-like, so your swing can go, and everything go quicker on the game.
That's a great point. I think I saw a study that they did. Not only did it slow him down, but it also messed the hitter's swing up. So he was mishitting more balls after swinging a heavier bat. So that's a pretty great piece of information that you said. Also, we were talking in another video we did about that, you know, the weighted bat being an overload. But more importantly than that, and this is not so much going to the on-deck circle, but for training for bat speed, maybe underload. Swinging a lighter bat could be beneficial to gaining some bat speed and exit velocity for that as well. Now, take me through your mindset as a competitor, meaning We're in a close game. You got a stud MLB pitcher 60 feet, 6 inches away from you, and you get in here. What is the mindset to be a competitor and want to win? Because I see some guys, kids, get up there and they just freeze up. They're just like, and their swing is all out of whack. Even if they have a great swing in practice, they're all out of whack because the pressure gets to them. What was your mindset in the game?
I mean, at that time, you're the best. Nobody's is best than you. I mean, you got to be the best. Out there, it's like you got to put your dad pitching to you. Even though if he's, I mean, one of the Hall of Fame pitching, you know, that we know over there in the big leagues. But here, you got to be the best. I'm going to get ahead. I'm going to help my team. I'm going to do everything I can. You got to be a competitor. But your mentality is, from on deck to here, I'm going to get ahead. No matter who's pitching, I'm going to get ahead.
That's a great point. That's a great point. And when you do that, at least from what I felt, and I'm speaking more from the pitching standpoint because I was a pitcher, but when you tell yourself that and you talk to yourself like that, you start to feel better. You start to feel more confident. And when you're more confident in there, you're going to be able to swing more freely. So you're going to let more of the stuff that you did in practice come out in the game if you're walking up there with some swag and some confidence. Now, there is a fine line of being confident and being cocky. Now, yes. I'm sure you've played with some guys who were more on the cocky level versus the confident side, but I think you want to ride that line as close as you can to being, you know, I'm the man. I'm going to get the job done no matter what, because at the end of the day, if you don't believe that, you're probably not going to make it to that, to that next level. Let's talk about your routine in the batting cage. Like, what are you trying to do in a normal practice session? We were talking about front toss and BP. What do you go through? What did you used to go through? Have you changed your philosophy since then? What do you got?
Since it's been changed a lot. I mean, and I think it helps a lot people now and the hitters. Back in the day, I used to go through my routine, T, front toss, and some BP. But with the years now, more game-like practice, it helps a lot. It helps a lot because I see it. I see it. I mean, if you can practice more game-like, I mean, machine on BP, not just 5 straight fastball. In between that and between those 5 pitches makes breaking balls. I mean, you're not going to look good, but on the game, the harder you practice, the easier it's going to come in the game. And it's being shown. I mean, because it's been story, and I've been proof of that because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. You know, I've been working with some people, and I'm seeing it. Hard practice and make the game easier. And that's the way, I mean, I get it. A lot of, I mean, people, they're not going to like that practice because they want to look good in BP. I want to hit some ball out. You know, I want to hit some homers. I want to hit the ball hard. But, I mean, it's not helping you. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. But if you do random practice, more game-like, it's going to help. I mean, truly it's going to help.
So now, let me ask you this. Are you doing, or some of the guys you're working with, are they doing tee work at all and flips, front flips at all? Or is that 0%? Or is it more, we try to get 90, 80% live game-like? Or what is the balance of?
Yeah, it's a balance. I mean, we're not going to get away from that, from the tee or the front toss. I mean, that's baseball. We're not going to get away from that. But now that's less. We can say it's like 30%. 70% of their practice is more game-like. Instead of throw the front toss on their hand, we're throwing close to it, but we're going to throw it overhand. Same thing. I mean, maybe same speed, but we see in the arm angle, you know, arm motion over the top. We don't see this. We can do that maybe 30% to get, I mean, warm and everything. But after that, we're going to go overhand. So it's kind of the same thing. We're just trying to do a more game-like.
Let's go back. Go back to young Omir Santos. And we've got some high school aged hitters that are watching right now. What would young Omir do? Let's say if he wanted to practice his swing, he didn't have a beautiful facility like this. Maybe all he had was his bat and a couple of balls. Maybe he had a friend that could come out to work with him. Maybe not. What are some things that you would do back in the day to get ready for your season?
The best friend, you know, they say best friend is your dog. The best friend of the play is the tee. Tee will tell you anything you're doing wrong. So you don't need a partner or somebody to feed your ball. If you get a tee and a net, or if you got a tee, you don't have to have a net. You might have a fence anywhere. Tee, one ball, and a bat, and that's all you need. That's all you need.
Now, I guess the big point to take away from there, though, is even though we're doing more live practicing nowadays, you can't make excuses to not get the work in. If you got a tee and a ball and a bat, get the work in, get the job done. Let me ask you this. Were you lucky to be a major league player, or did you have to work for it?
I have to work for it.
Yes. Absolutely. How much, let me ask you this, how much work did you have to put in? Was it like 2-3 days a week that you worked on this? Like maybe an hour each day, or how much?
Every day.
Every single day,
Every
7
single
days
day.
a week?
Every day.
1 hour a day?
No.
How many hours a day you think?
Maybe like 3 or 4 hours a day.
At least. I remember when we were training up there.
Yeah, I got a story on that I got some, when I was in high school, I got some friends that just moved here, and when they see me in the street, oh, I remember you when we were get out of school, and I went to my house in a bike, get changed, and come back to the field, and it was right there across my high school, and I used to wait for somebody to play catch or hit, and they used to pass, hey, but you are at the school just now. I said, no, yeah, I want to practice, and they just to make fun of me, and they right now. They just say that to their coaching. They used to say that to their players. Hey, I remember this kid. I used to make fun of him, and he made it. But he made it because he used to work hard. I remember that they always mention me that.
So now, working hard, obviously, that's something that you can control. You have full control over how hard you work, right? That's one thing that scouts look for. What are some other things that scouts look for in regards to hitting?
I mean, be disciplined on the plate. If they see you that you're getting hits, swinging anything, they're gonna say, yeah, but I mean, when as soon he's get in a bigger level or more college level or D1, they know how to pitch, and you're not gonna hit anymore. You gotta have a good swing and a good pitch, because if you're not walking or getting cheap base hit, that's not gonna. I see those kids. I mean, these kids. Oh, I went 3 for 3. Yeah, 3 for 3 like this. That's not gonna work when you keep scaling that level. It's not gonna work. Get a good pitch to hit and hit it hard anyway. Anyway, if it's in an out, they're gonna see it. They're gonna see it. They're not gonna see it if it's. For example, you got a kid that went 3 for 3. You got a kid again went 0 for 4 with 4 line shots in a game, you know, like a Jupiter or whatever, you know, where all the scouts go. Oh, I didn't get drafted or whatever. Yeah, but you got to see that swing. They look all that. So don't worry about the results. You have to worry about, you know, your plan and then your swing. The result are going to come, and they know that. That's why sometimes, you know, these parents around here and everything, they getting caught up on that. Oh, well, you're not getting hits or whatever. They don't. I get it. Everybody want to get a base hit, but it's not the result. They know that.
I remember I was watching a big leaguer one time. It was in the playoffs, and the reporter was asking him, you know, what's going on? You're not hitting so well this postseason. When can we expect you to break out of the slump? And then she put the mic to him, and he was looking at her like, are you crazy? He's like, I've been smoking the ball around, and he was happy. Yeah. And he hadn't had a hit yet, but he was feeling good hitting line drives and just getting out. But that's a great mindset to have. Like, even though you're getting out, his batting average for the playoffs was 0, and he was happy, and he looked at the reporter like she was out of her mind. She's like, are you watching the same game that I'm playing in? Because I'm smoking the ball. So that's a great mindset to have for sure. With these young guys and coaches who are watching, if you could leave them with one big tip that they can use to help them with their hitting or even just mentally, what would be the most important thing that they can focus on to really take their game to the next level as a hitter?
Practice. I mean, try to make practice tougher. Hitting. I'm telling you, it's not going to look pretty, but watch the result in the game. Game-like practice when you're hitting, and it's going to make a lot of difference. I'm telling you, it's going to make a lot of difference.
There you go. Challenge yourself, put in the hard work, take it from a former major league hitter, catcher, who was great, player, listen to the tips that he's got for you, because if you implement this stuff, you're going to have a lot of success, man. He didn't get there for any reason. Like he said, hard work is a part of the equation, a big part of the equation. So if you're only putting in a day or two or three, couple minutes a day, that's really not going to help you get to that next level. So put in the hard work. That's something that you can control. So get out there and make sure you do it. Don't forget to check out Omir's stuff. I'll leave all his links down below. If you guys are ever in the Central Florida area, come check him out. We're here at Triple Crown Sports Academy. You can check it out at triplecrownsportsacademy.com. Also check out Omir Santos baseballcamps.com. Thank you for watching, guys. Hop down in the comments below. Leave us any questions you got, and we'd be happy to help answer them. Hey guys, I want to ask for your help with something. Triple Crown Sports Academy, Omir Santos, his wife, Coach Andrew, a few other organizations, they got together and they were collecting some used baseball equipment. And recently they took all that equipment down to the Dominican Republic and handed it out to players who really needed it. He was telling me there was over 200 kids there. Some of those guys were down there fielding with bare hands, fielding balls, using broken bats and equipment. So it was really a great experience for them to go down there and just see the benefit that these kids got from getting some of this equipment. And he said it was a real positive experience, and they plan to do it again. And that's what I'm reaching out to you for, is to see if you guys have any used baseball equipment. Now, I'm going to be going through my house and my garage and seeing some of the stuff that I got. I know I've got a bunch there, and I want to bring that as well. And if you guys are interested in helping with their cause, their initiative, and you have some old stuff laying around, I'm going to leave an address down below. You could ship your stuff right to that address. I'll make sure the right people get it. These guys are planning to go back to the Dominican Republic, Colombia, possibly some places here in the United States. You know, their plan, just because of the success of it the first time, is to keep doing this. And, you know, Omir is one of the most generous people that I've come across in the game of baseball and just in life in general. And I just think it's a really great thing that he's doing. And I want to support it. And, you know, having this community, you guys here on YouTube, I just wanted to reach out and see if anyone would like to do that as well. So thank you always for the support here on YouTube with me. And if you do have some equipment, we would be very grateful and thankful to you if you sent it in. Thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon.